All right. Hi, Besa.
Hi, Ellie.
Let's go ahead and do our dive in today on 7 shifts.
Mm-hmm.
I will go ahead and share screen and we will take it from there. Here, again, as always, you start from your dashboard. And on yours, you are just going to have one option here that says Gather Jackson Hole. And then it will give you some analytics as well, including, sales, labor cost, and labor percentage and everything. Those numbers are not something that you can rely on
Mm-hmm.
because the toast data and this one, even though they do integrate, they are not going to give you 100% accurate number because this one will not give you the those things we can always rely on toast. But this is a great way to still look at it, see the day-to-day comparison. And when you look at here, you will see this comparing with, I believe, previous week, Monday, and then you can see, or is it project that says how much, was projected and how much was actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, as you scroll down, you will see the time of requests. Like there's a shortcut for you. If anyone is waiting under your team, that's a good way to go check it. And then to shift pull requests to approve the same way, availabilities to approve. The reason you are seeing all this, I don't think these are all for Gather Jackson Hole, or are they? Let's check
I
really
don't think
quick.
so.
It might be other locations because I have all 5
Yeah.
locations here under my account.
I don't think I have like 28 time of request right now.
You hope you don't,
Crazy.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can leave it as it is right now. We can look at it later. And then it will show you 45 like employees team wide in case somebody didn't open their account. These are all shortcuts.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't really give you much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, on the dashboard, you will see sales versus labor, who is working in a shorter way on your desktop, of course. The main purpose that we use our 7 shifts, you do know that you have been doing the schedule for months now, is the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And second reason is the logbook, manager log.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come on under schedule, it's going to give you overall upcoming week schedule, and this is where you are going to update your schedule. And on this schedule, there are a couple things. As you go on the top here, you will see conflicts and overtime. Like those warnings are important for you to know because your main goal is to make sure you are limiting the overtime as much as possible and almost never pay overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's 1.5% more, and there is no reason to do that unless you really have to. This one here window is showing you your week. So if you ever want to go back and look at the previous weeks, like last year, whatever, you can always do that. Because 7 shifts, the reason we have not dropped it yet is has the data for literally 8-9 years right now that you can go back and see how many people were scheduled. And like last year at this time, if you are making a schedule for next week, what did we do? Those are like good guidance to have. And then again, this location is going to be one location for you, so it stays same, but then you can change the departments here. As a GM, you should have access to both front of house and back of house.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever need to create department, this is where you do it as well. But we don't need to do it. I do like having everything under one section. And I know some restaurants that we have in the group that has 6, 7 different departments.
Mm-hmm.
They have managers, servers, bar. Those are all separate. But the reason they have it is little complex departments on their end, and schedules are being done by different people. Like event schedule is done by events manager, and golf cards are done by golf cards. Then you got your front of house and manager schedule is done by the GM, and then the other schedules are done by the managers. But again, even in that case, I do still like the simple one page because it gives you an idea of overall what you should be expecting from the day.
Mm-hmm.
And on the bottom here, you can see there are some budget tools as well that you can do. What did I do? That will show you projected sales versus actual sales. We can dive in this one later and look at, you see here, how you can override numbers. And then it will give you, based on your schedule,
Mm-hmm.
how much labor cost you will be expecting here and everything. But you see here, for every day, it will show you once you put the projected numbers and everything.
Okay.
But we don't really use this much at the stage. We just go with the previous year data. And we know our minimum staffing right at this stage, and we go with that minimum staffing during the shoulder season. And then you can always drag, and I don't know if you set it up this way, if you knew about that feature. I always had my schedule as like manager being the number one there, the GM. I always kept it on the top of the schedule. You can just drag and hold and then take it wherever you would like to take it. Maybe you are using the one that is adjusted by position. So yeah, if you put your name right, it looks like I missed it. But yeah, you can put your name right on the first. And what I usually did, if you are using this page, I had the GM, manager, bartenders, servers, runners, host, busser. So this way, all positions were underneath each other. Still one page. But for those who doesn't know, watching right now, you do have different options here to choose, right, when it comes to the view and what view you want to have here. See it. When you do list by role, now it is going to just based on the roles, and everyone's roles are going to be like different colors. That's another way to do it. But we use full list most of the time because of the hybrid positions. If you don't have many hybrid, you can keep it this way. And this way you can always come like under host, for example, and make sure you have a host for every single day instead of going through entire list. And then let's go back. Show birthdays. Those are all. I just don't know where the summary went. There used to be summary here on the top that will show you how many people you scheduled. Looks like 7shifts got rid of it.
Let me
Okay,
see.
maybe then it is under some sort of settings.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
But I don't know how to do that.
If you do that, so good. This is how you see the day when you click on the day, or you can just click here as well and week here. Those are all shortcuts. And again, you can always copy the schedule. Like let's say you found one schedule that works out great for the shoulder season and you want to just make it as a template and name it shoulder season, you can do it. And in upcoming week, when you start a new week, it is going to ask you, prompt you, would you like to copy another schedule? This is how you can say yes and like give me the shoulder season schedule, and it will put everything the same way you set up, and then you can make the updates from there. So you don't need to always redo everything from the beginning. And I think you are using your carrying over from previous week, so you can make the updates there. So either way it works. But if you ever find yourself in a set schedule for any positions, you can save it as a template. So this way, you always have a set template that you just literally start from instead of starting from empty schedule. And of course, if you start in a new week, you always have those options to copy to or copy from. You can always say like copy from 2 weeks ago schedule, and you can make them here. And then this settings here is where you can print. We don't do print our schedules for front of house, but back of house does, but that's how they do. You can download it. Import serials, we don't need to do this because it is already done through Toast and everything. And this is how you can clear as well. Many people doesn't know when the schedule published and they just go one by one and remove all the shifts. If you feel like so much is messed up and you want to just have a clear schedule, this is how you can clear it. And once you hit that, it will delete everything you have on the schedule. And then, as you know, once you are done with your schedule and it is ready to be published, this is how you will publish right on this corner. You will say publish schedule, and it will notify everyone that the next week's schedule is published. Until we make our publish, people are not going to see it. So that's quite important here. Even if you do make one minor change with one person's schedule, each time it has to be published here. So they do know, they get notified through their app. And overall, yeah, these are the schedule parts of it. And you can create multiple different ones. It's always coming with this plus section here. You can add different shifts for those restaurants that has lunch and dinner. You will always be able to first put the lunch shift and then put the dinner shift. It doesn't matter. And then you choose the position. This one is pretty. I'm going so fast on this section because you do know how to make the schedule. But I guess when it comes to next time, I will just walk them, whoever is watching this video, through as well, because I know we might have a couple little things here that needs to have extra attention. But you know, you have your common times here that you can keep using, and looks like you can now change the even person here. Even though we clicked on Alvaro's name, you can change the name and schedule somebody else here. I will go over onboarding somebody on 7shifts in a second. But one thing I love when you're scheduling, let's say host 2 was the new person. Let's say it was Ali we hired for host position. Once I do their schedule, I always add here about their training schedule. So let's say we have 5 days. I always add a note, like following server, blah, blah, following host, blah, blah. So this way they know and the team knows. And even if it is not you managing, you make the schedule and it is Alvaro or another person managing for you that day, they know what it is assigned for them to do on their training shift. You can keep this as detailed as possible for the next person to know what they are supposed to do. I have seen in the past, somebody will show up on the day that GM is not working, and then they're like, okay, what are we doing today? Right? You don't want that one. So when you are creating that first training schedule, you can always keep this updated under the shift. If you are doing 5 days training, then you can always highlight multiple days right here. And then you will have to come back and open each individual of them anyways to add these notes. But if it is a serving or another schedule, that's a nice, easy shortcut to do it. Do you have any questions in the past months that you have been managing the 7shifts schedule that you want to point out?
So the only thing that I can ask you is this part on the bottom. If you're going to scroll it down, you're going to see a couple of employees. For example, like Luis Angel Medina, Lily O'Brien. So if I want to delete them on the list, I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anyone, so that's part of the
Like
termination.
Rocco here. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we do our onboarding session, we will touch base on the termination part of it as well. But I will walk you through on 7shifts how to terminate somebody so they don't get notifications or anything from you anymore.
Okay.
And I will show that in a second here for you. So under schedule, you do have your time off. If you ever want to come here and check who requested time off, and these are the locations, that's why it's saying 28. If you do get a Jackson Hole, looks like you have Duke asking for time off here, and then Caitlin for looking for 3 days here. I don't know if you are going to approve them or not, but this is how you will do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always block days. If, like, let's say Christmas, you got 2 people ask for Christmas day off, and you know you cannot do more on that day, so you can come and add here block day, so they will not be able to request time off. Like, you have those options there, so people know that there is nothing available to do. And you know about availability, and I do encourage all of our managers to have everybody's availability submitted here if they do have it availability. That's the days they can work or they cannot work. They can come here as soon as they're onboarded and update their schedule. That is going to be a great reference for you when you are making your schedule. And, you know, shift pool is where they're feeding on the shifts and changing the shifts and dropping in the pool and everything. And those can only be confirmed, approved by manager, assigned managers. Like, those settings that's how you give the access to people. So some places, if you are making a schedule, you might not want to give access to Alvaro or permission to Alvaro to approve time off, because you are the one making the schedule, but he can approve or decline the shift pull requests on his days, right? So those are the little details that we'll have to make sure we are taking care of. Once we are done with the schedule, next one is the team. This is where you do archive or deactivate the accounts for people you terminate or they quit. All you need to do here, looks like Ivy. Did you add Ivy, or was it added by? Okay. So when you hire a new person, again, with the onboarding, we will go through this more in details, what other steps you do. But on 7shifts part of it, when you are hired somebody, you will tell them they are going to get an email invitation from 7shifts, and they should go ahead and open their account right away. So you need their first name, their last name, their email address. Even though it says optional, we prefer to have everyone's email address here, so we have it on file. Same with the phone number. You want to make sure those 4 things are checked here. And then you will choose the employee type. That's always employee unless you are hiring somebody like as manager with access to logbook. So Alvaro is already there. Then you put the hire date, which is their first date that they start working.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you see IB like yesterday, IB's anniversary, like just those dates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then locations, this is only going to be get a Jackson Hole for you, so you don't have to worry about that one. But for departments, you choose. Since back of house is mostly doing the back of house, I think you are going to do more front of house.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will choose the role, whatever you are hiring them as. You will be able to add another role because when you hire a server, you need to have train as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you will do it this way. The wages are not important because they will update. And then you will say add employee and always make sure this one is checked so people get either a text or email to get on 7shifts. Right now, it will not let me do it because I didn't fill the required part. You will add the employee that will go on your schedule. You are good, and then everything remains same like any other person.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do add somebody to 7shifts. And you said, who was it? Lily
Mm-hmm.
O'Brien?
Yes.
So when you terminate somebody, you do come here and under employment, I think it was, yeah, the option here that says deactivate employee.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do you remember the date Lily worked?
Not really, but
End of September?
yeah, let's say 26.
Because these are important numbers, and I will tell you why it is important days. In case somebody calls you for verification of employment
Mm-hmm.
down on the road when they apply for something, you want to make sure you have the data, matching whatever they gave you.
Mm-hmm.
So here, Lily looks like it was 29th was the last day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you will say deactivate employee, choose the date, and then reason it was voluntarily.
Mm-hmm.
Will you rehire this employee?
No.
And what is the reason?
The reason, because she was not a team player.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what you do. The reason you do this, you don't also always think of yourself. In 3 years, it can be another manager, and somebody might be applying for a job at Gather again.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at Gather before. So when you add this note, this is a note you are passing to the next person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they know it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that employee is deactivated. And the other ones, I will have you probably deactivate, or you can just tell me and I can do it again right here. Or again, after this calls, you can take care of it. Now you know how to do it.
Yeah,
You go
I can
under
take care of it.
team and you go under view employees, type their name, and then under employment, you just deactivate them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in the same way, if somebody that was not working with us for months, like they went to home for 6 months and we deactivated them, like if she comes back in winter season and you're going to reactivate it,
Mm-hmm.
you will just click on that 3 dot here, and then you will say reactivate. And that will literally just come back to your schedule the same way.
Perfect.
So you don't have to create a new one, new login every time somebody's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you promoted somebody from server to manager as we did with Alvaro.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to understand here because you only use personal and employment for deactivation when you're terminating somebody, and then assignments for the positions. This is like another way. If you need to come back and add somebody an extra position, you come under their name and then you just assign positions you want them to have.
Mm-hmm.
And as you see here from the files, like right now, I am assuming Alvaro is not going to be a host anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you will remove it so he doesn't have all this when you are making the schedule. So you can update those jobs as you go, or roles here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the part that we said we are going to focus here is the permissions. Anybody with employee user type will not have access to logbook. They're just going to have that other interface where there is no logbook, right, on their app and computer.
Mm-hmm.
Once we assign them to assistant manager, they have the access to logbook moving forward. And then these are the settings. Can Alvaro manage the schedule?
Not
Like
really. Yeah.
not right now, but do you want him to do
Yeah.
it? And then can he edit employees? Those are the things that you need to train Alvaro
Mm-hmm.
in upcoming, set up something, a 1 hour meeting with him and then go over this together. It's not that he's going to do it, so he knows when he needs to
Yeah.
do something if you're on vacation, so he knows how to do those things. And then this one, never check off. You don't want anyone to approve their own time off. This needs to be always approved by manager. Can they approve and decline time off requests? We said no at this stage because we are doing the schedule, but if he ever needs to have, then you will come back and adhere permission for that as well. And then that's about it. And then, yeah, that's really about it for 7shifts that you use the schedule, the team for onboarding and termination. And then there are some extra settings which I don't think you will need to do or anybody has permission to do it yet, is when you need more locations, departments, and roles. For that one, you would have to reach out to account admin, which is going to be me. Mara is one account admin, and Johnny, I believe, is now account admin as well. But that's how we create departments. If you ever need to create a different department, let's say down the road, we launch the catering business. Catering will be a different department here that we can add, and same with the roles. If you ever need to add different roles for front of us, you can always let us know and we can take care of it.
Okay, got it.
It's going to be here. But the overall, as I said, 7shifts is all about this one, using for schedule, using for logbook posts, and that's about it, onboarding and termination. Any questions so far?
So whenever I terminate someone, it's going to be disappear on schedule as well, right?
That's
I'm
correct.
not going to see that person underneath. Okay.
You will see them on the week that they are scheduled, but as soon as there is no more schedule, their name will disappear.
Okay.
Like right here, you won't see Lily here. But when you look at the previous week, she is there because there is one day that she was scheduled. So when you do lose the same way, Rocco, same way, they will be gone from your schedule.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And you remember, again, during the hiring process, we went over this with Toast, how you add employees on Toast and how you archive employees on Toast. Now 7shifts, how you onboard them and how you terminate them. The difference between 7shifts and Toast, you will have to wait until Sunshine, like upcoming payroll, until the paycheck is cut. So they have their hours. But 7shifts can be done the same day that you terminate somebody. You can just come here and terminate.
Okay.
And, if you're ever terminating a manager or a manager quits or a chef with manager access, that's where it becomes important. This is one of the first action items you do. You just come here on 7shifts and deactivate them. Because sometimes it can be an angry person and you don't want them to just go on and post something on 7shifts like about you. Not about you, like about company and everything, or make a scene about it. So you just want to make sure if that happens with manager access, you just come here, or anyone. That's the reason you just come here and then you terminate them first thing on 7shifts. So you kind of disconnect them from the team. That takes me to here that I forgot to show. Announcements, messages, and notifications. Notifications are personal, that's all good, but announcements is, you have an employee party coming up. So you should go here, create a new announcement, and then you can literally select the roles here. Like, it lets you choose Gather Jackson Hole, and this one, let's say, is going to be for all departments, right? So that's all you need to say. Gather Jackson Hole and go. Everybody assigned to Gather Jackson Hole is going to get that notification. And in different words, let's say we close the patio. Now you are letting the servers know that they don't need to come at 3:45 anymore. They will be here at 4. So now in that case, you will just go and look at the roles here and look for Gather Jackson Hole servers. And I think you can even type it here. And now you can say go and you send that announcement to just that specific position. Or you can say Gather Jackson Hole FOH team. Just FOH team will get it. So that's like a great way to send notifications to entire team.
Okay.
And same thing you can do with the messages as well. Like you can create a new message and you can even start a group chat here with the servers. If you were to send a notification to everyone that was scheduled for today, you can send it quickly there. Any other thing, you send it under announcement.
Or I
Okay.
need to add the people one by one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, this will be a great one. Now you know the location for the party. You don't know the team yet, so you can start a new notification saying, and you can put a title there, employee team appreciation party. Date is determined, and then we have the location decided. More details to come. So now they all know about it, and they can put this on their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that's about it. If I forgot something here, I'm sure we'll see. Like the apps and integration again, those are set, so I don't need to go over this, but this is what I told you how Toast is integrated. This is how I integrated them from the Toast. You just set them up. In the future, if we have another app that we are using that can be integrated, that's where you are going to find it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then let's go ahead and say this was it for 7 shifts, a little less than 30 minutes. So, and if anything comes up again, I think you can reach out to any of us, because anyone that has been in the company a long time has used 7 shifts so many times. And there is really nothing hard about 7 shifts that is challenging. As long as we keep tracking of our hires and terminations, so everything is organized and structured the way GRG is asking us to do.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you, Ali.
Thanks, Pesa. Then I will see you probably in 5 for the next meeting.
Yes, perfect.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.